Róisín Kiberd est irlandaise, elle est écrivaine, journaliste et vit à Dublin. Elle a écrit pour le New York Times, The Guardian, The Dublin Review, The Stinging Fly, Winter Papers, parmi d'autres publications. Elle a travaillé longtemps comme critique littéraire avant de se lancer elle-même dans la littérature. Elle est d'ailleurs incollable en ce qui concerne la littérature anglo-saxonne, et pour une écrivaine aussi jeune, c'est vraiment impressionnant. Elle a été rédactrice en chef de la section non-fiction pour le magazine littéraire The Stinging Fly et enseigne actuellement le creative writing à l'université de Galway. Son premier ouvrage, qu'elle a publié en 2021, est un recueil d'essais intitulé The Disconnect, A Personal Journey Through the Internet, publié chez Serpent. Dans ce livre à la fois dérangeant, lucide et plein d'humour, Róisín nous fait découvrir de manière immersive des univers étranges, des habitudes et des personnes qui ont grandi avec Internet, et montre comment notre monde évolue pour s'adapter aux fantasmes que cet Internet génère. Son deuxième ouvrage, qui sortira this year, en août prochain, publié par Tramp Press, est à nouveau un livre d'essais intitulé The Most Normal Woman, Essays on Appearances. Je pense que le titre décrit parfaitement de quoi ton livre traite. À Lavigny, elle travaille à l'écriture de son premier roman. Et je rajouterai que la résidence de Róisín est notre premier partenariat avec Literature Ireland, qui représente le National Art Council pour la littérature en Irlande. Voilà, Róisín.
Merci beaucoup. This is just from something I've been working on for the last, I don't know, maybe over the last year. I'm writing short stories, fictionalizations, but they're about real people and real events. So this is one of those, and it's called Vibe Check. It begins with a quote. "You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension." Nikola Tesla. He wishes to cease to exist, not only himself, his twitching mind and his clumsy body, but the whole of human life on this planet, the animals too, obliterated in a world of sentient machines. He will bring this about with halls of metal, churning and slamming, mechanical arms assembling the car of the future. People will drive them till the cars drive themselves, ushering their cargo down the autobahn. The AI will advance and will take their jobs, and the wealth will concentrate for a tiny few, until gradually then, suddenly, when the planet is exhausted, they will queue for a ride on his spaceship to Mars. But before this, he must open the Gigafactory. April 2022 in Grünheide, Berlin. Hundreds gather at the ceremony to watch him give a speech and to awkwardly dance. The Prime Minister, Olaf Scholz, calls the factory the future of car manufacturing, even as activists block the entrance. The music blasts louder than their megaphones. Tesla stock rises 3.3%, and an army of 600 robots stirs into motion, stamping, painting, lifting, and assembling. The machines that make the machines. Mega presses, giga presses, an aluminum caster the size of a small house, applying 9,000 tons of pressure. Vast mechanical claws named Godzilla and King Kong haul car frames through the air, and then the finished product moves through its birth canal, the tunnel of light. One every 60 seconds, every 30 seconds on a good day. 9,000 tons of pressure. He knows all about that. Tesla and Ford are the only car companies in history to avoid bankruptcy, but he knows that Tesla has come very close. 5 years ago they entered production hell, unable to meet demands for the Model 3. He slept on the floor of the Texas factory and openly wept in interviews. So much had to be redesigned, restructured. It makes today all the more of a celebration, plates clanging together in violent applause. One day soon, the cars will drive themselves off the line, but until then there's the music of this place, this industrial chorus. One day there will be no humans working here at all, but for now they work in symbiosis with machines. Today is a celebration. That's what's brought them out here into the night, cold air on their faces as they disembark from the blacked out Mercedes-Benz. A band of unsteady men in sweaty t-shirts expensive sports shoes, leather jackets, anonymous enough, they tell themselves, to blend into the night. None of their number has cooked his own dinner, or cleaned his own house, or used a train or bus, or shopped for groceries in living memory. Executives and CEOs celebrating the birthday of one of their own, named Adeo Resi, CEO of the Founder Institute, and his one-time roommate at the University of Pennsylvania. Back when he was young and prematurely balding, they rented a 10-bedroom house and held parties, $5 per ticket, to make money for rent. Adeo throws a good party to this day, which is why Elon has stayed this extra weekend in Berlin, their odyssey beginning with drinks at the hotel, then an introduction to what a friend calls rhino-ket, lines on an iPhone screen hoovered up the nose, till reality is sparkling, colours brighter, edges sharper, his vision somehow hovering a few inches above his body. Then out into the night, among the Germans. He reminds himself not to mention the war. First, they go to Kit Kat Club, where a concierge service ushers them past the queue under a sign reading, "Life is a circus," into a licentious wonderland where the table is reserved and laden with champagne, attended by a hostess with visible nipple piercings. More rhino-ket, through his Zorro mask. They are surrounded by flesh, but they do not engage. Something prevents it, perhaps the drug, which is not sexual, not like cocaine or even MDMA. Rather, it elevates him temporarily into a being without gender, so that the lingerie girls no longer appeal. They exhaust this place. Tacitly, they accept that they bring to it too much male 50-year-old energy. So, on unsteady legs, in a lopsided flow state, he and his friends and several bodyguards make their way through an industrial wasteland to the borderlands between Friedrichshain and Kreuzberg, hence the club's name, Berghain, a mashup of the two. It is after 3 a.m., the paranormal hour, and a queue spills down the path in front of him. Cenobites, he thinks as he passes. Woke Cenobites, emerged from some dimension of fatal purity. Vegan fascists, with their agendered haircuts and their slogan t-shirts. "Fuck me up for life," one reads, on a braless woman, and behind her he spots a hulking man with "Kiss the fist, sniff the wrist." That's a real t-shirt. I've seen it. Their black leather trench coats, don't mention the war, prostrate before this Teutonic behemoth. He has always been fascinated by the Germans. "We're supposed to know who's playing tonight." "Who is it?" Adeo pulls out his phone. Umwelt. Umwelt. The name sounds like he's making it up. The website says, "Umwelt, the sonic architect. Submit your ears to the infamous Umwelt, and his dark physical beats will elevate your consciousness to a level beyond our reality." Okay, I'll remember that. But his eye has been caught by a tattoo on a man's arm, shapes within shapes, fractals forming a maelstrom. He finds himself staring into it, the sight of the tattoo, somehow reactivating the ketamine from earlier. Then he pulls away, worried that its owner will notice his staring, and glances to the building. "Peace," written in capital letters above the door. What does that even mean? Capitulation? There's another club in the basement. Adeo is always one for a Wikipedia wormhole. It's called Laboratory, only for gay men. They have nights in total darkness there, naked nights, rubber nights, a night for fisting. Fisting? Yep, sounds fascist. So that's going on in there right now. No, next Thursday, should you be interested. Adeo laughs nervously. But we want to get in tonight. Yes. And in order to do that, we have to get past the bouncer, Sven. Who's Sven? Adeo heaves a deep breath, returns his phone to his pocket. Gnarly motherfucker. Face tattoo. Grey hair slicked back. 2 meters tall at least. His voice is glazed with unironic reverence. Not good, not evil. Neutral, like the ancients. He passes judgment. He is the guardian, he gesticulates. The threshold god. What does he want? He has always been there. He's just an edgelord with a face tattoo. Now Elon is scrolling through Sven's Instagram. "You're an edgelord," says Adeo. "It says he's a photographer. He does brand deals. They say he knows you instantly. It's a vibe check. He sees you and decides. This, too, sounds fascist. The powdery sparkle is fading now, replaced by a hollowing in his stomach. Why did they come here at 3 a.m. on a Saturday? The absolute worst time to try for entry. He knows what this means, how it will affect him. If they fail, it will damage him forever. It will join the pit of damage, the boxes in storage in the dark house of his soul. He will never let it go, but he cannot resist. Thank you.